This is without a doubt the second most important lesson that I ever learned as I was learning how to build wealth and to get ahead financially. So please pay close attention to this and try to think deeply as I go through this. But what this is we all have a series of beliefs in our head about money. We're given different beliefs from friends, relatives, coworkers, bosses, even financial planners. We're given all these beliefs about money. And what you've got to understand is that those beliefs are not your beliefs. And I want to show you a tool to illustrate that and how to get control of your belief system. But if you can imagine, it's called the belief table. Those of you that have gone to college and taken psychology, you've probably seen this before. I saw it at Texas A&M. It didn't gel. I didn't get it until I saw Tony Robbins teach it. Tony Robbins is probably the top self-development motivator in the US, maybe the world. But this is how he explains it. Let's start off with a belief that most of us agree with. Do you believe the eye of a stove is hot? Most people do. And the reason is going to be because of your past experience. If you'll notice, the belief sits on the tabletop, and what holds it up and keeps it from falling into disbelief will be the legs of past experience. A belief is held up by the legs of past experience. In other words, why do you believe the eye of a stove is hot? One of those legs would be, I've cooked on it, I burnt my hand on it, I boiled water on it. That's all your past experience. And in that case, it's excellent. But even at 6 months of age, you knew the eye of a stove was hot, didn't you? You knew it. And the reason is a thing called referral past experience. You were 6 months of age, you waddled or crawled towards the stove, and someone stopped you. Someone picked you up, they hugged you, they kissed you, and they said, please don't put your hand up there, it's hot. That's, again, a thing called referral past experience. And in that case, the referral past experience is excellent. It saved you from burning your hand, possibly even spilling something on you, burning your entire body, or killing you. So referral past experience can be valuable. The problem is that most referral past experience is not good. It is poor and unqualified. Poor and unqualified. Do you believe in diversification? Don't raise your hand, please. Do you believe in diversification? We've all been told to be diversified. Why do you believe that? In other words, who taught you that? The way that this was brought to light, the way I learned this lesson, was one of my mentors, Bruce Richards. I was at the back of a cocktail party, and I was complaining about my financial position, and he walked up to me and literally asked me what I was bitching about. Why was I complaining? And I said, man, Richard, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I'm not in the financial position I want to be in. I am diversified. He began laughing at me. And it seemed like 30 minutes, but I'm sure it was just a few seconds. But he laughed at me and he goes, Steve, who told you you're supposed to be diversified? And the first thing that came out of my mouth was the first leg of past experience, referral past experience. I said, my parents taught me not to put all my eggs, what? Bruce goes, Steve, were your parents ever rich? I said, no. He goes, then how did they know diversification worked? They didn't. I said, but wait a second, Bruce. But can you see how that leg just got knocked out from under that belief? You see, it's now a 3-leg table. I now understand that my parents weren't qualified to tell me that diversification worked. But I proceeded to tell Bruce, I said, Bruce, wait a second. I took college prep economics in high school. My high school teachers taught me not to put all my eggs in one basket. Guess what he asked me? Were they rich? I go, no. And he goes, then how do they know it works? I shut up at that point, but as you can you see how 2 legs are knocked out from under that belief? How well does a 4-leg table stand up with 2 legs? Can you see that belief falling into disbelief? I shut up at that point because I was embarrassed, but had I proceeded, I would have had to have told him that when I was at Texas A&M, I audited a class with my girlfriend where the professor came in, complained about his car note, his house note, and his pay, and then taught 150 kids economics. See the 3rd leg knocked out? See, what I did was I realized that all of my beliefs about money had come from people unqualified to give them to me. How well does a 1-leg table stand up? Do you see how the belief falls into disbelief? Let's rebuild that belief. And what Bruce did with me is he asked me to read some books. He said, Steve, if you believe in diversification, I want you to read these 3 books. And one of them was by Andrew Carnegie, one of them was by Peter Lynch, and one of them was by Warren Buffett. But Sam Walton is also famous for this as well. What he did was he had me read all these books about diversification, and I learned that billionaires call it de-worsification. De-worsification. And who knows what Andrew Carnegie, billionaire, said about diversification? Does anybody in the room know what Andrew Carnegie said about diversification? Now, isn't it funny? We all know the middle class belief, don't put all your eggs in one basket. But guess what Andrew Carnegie said? Concentrate your energy, thought, and capital exclusively upon the business in which you are engaged. Don't put all your eggs in one basket is all wrong. I tell you, put all your eggs in one basket and then watch that basket. Make sure nobody kicks over your basket. But again, isn't it funny? None of you knew what Andrew Carnegie said, but all of you knew the middle class belief, don't put all your eggs in one basket. But there's a second warning here. Do you notice how he talks about your energy and thoughts? See, some of you, I'm telling you, you're in this room, you know who I'm talking to. You're in 5 different businesses. You're a little bit of a real estate investor, but you're also a multi-level marketer. And you've also got a job, and you've also got this, and you've got that, and you've got all kinds of different little ideas. And in your brain, you go, if I make a little bit of money off of 5 different things, I'll get rich. No, you won't. See, you've got to focus. That's what Carnegie is telling you. You can't diversify your brain. You can't diversify your brain. You've got to be great at something. You can't be good anymore. Good is irrelevant in this world. You've got to be great at something. To do that, you've got to concentrate your energy and your thoughts on that particular endeavor. What the gist of this lesson is you've got to start dictating where your referral past experience comes from. You've got to start dictating where your referral past experience comes from. You've got to read books by millionaires. You've got to read books by billionaires. You've got to meet millionaires. You've got to be near billionaires. You've got to listen to people who are successful, or you're never going to get ahead. See, what is diversification? It's an excuse for not knowing what you're doing. It's an excuse for not knowing what you're doing. If you go to a financial planner or you go to a stockbroker, what are they going to do? They're going to diversify you, aren't they? Do you realize that's to protect them, not you? It's there to protect them. Here's what they do. They put you in one that makes you 20%. They put you in one that makes you 10%. They put you in one that makes you nothing. They put you in one that loses 10%, and they put you in one that loses 20%. What's the average? 0. And isn't that about what you're getting? And they get a commission whether you win or lose. Good point. Good point. Now here's the question. Listen closely, please. Why didn't they put all your money in the one that made 20%? Because they don't know which one is going to make 20%. They don't know. Why is all my money in real estate? Because I know what rate of return I'm going to get. And it's not nothing or 10%. It's 20+%. And I know it. That's why I'm in real estate.